What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Supra rebuilding series. Now, where we left off, we're still waiting for parts to come in for this car. They should be coming in tomorrow because of the holiday season, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, Christmas and stuff. Apparently, companies decide to shut down for 2 weeks in the car industry and they just don't ship anything out. So we're still waiting for our pieces for this. And I will address this, and Cal, I haven't told you yet. I said in the last Supra video, I was like, oh, this video gets 25,000 likes. We're gonna be rebuilding the motor. And 12 hours later, you guys have the video to 31,000 likes. So I don't want to be a man of going back on my word. So we're gonna be camming the 2JZ, and I don't really think doing a bottom end is necessary, but we're gonna see. We're gonna jump on the phone with Rad Dan today. We're for sure gonna cam this car. Whether that happens immediately or a little bit down the line, I don't know how much I want to hold up the process. It depends on how long it takes for those parts to get in, but I told you guys I would do it. So we're also gonna build the motor just a little bit. But today we have something towards the rear end of the car that we did pick up today, which I'm very excited about. We are gonna be putting a rear diffuser on the back of the Supra because, let's be honest, it needs a little bit. And I have told you guys this, that I do have a bunch of body pieces coming in for this car. I dropped off 3 separate pieces at the paint shop today, so we should be getting those back from the paint booth once they're back from Japan. And we're still waiting on another body piece coming in, but today we can start with this rear diffuser. Let's break this down just a little bit. We're gonna back up. I'm gonna give you guys a little explanation here because this might get a little bit confusing. So the style of diffuser that I got for the Supra is actually kind of a common one, but it's the same style diffuser that we did for the RX-7. Now that diffuser is from RE Amamiya, and it's only made for the FD RX-7. What people started to figure out years ago is that that diffuser kind of and looks really good, and it almost fits on a Supra. Once people started to figure that out, some people were modifying the FD one to fit on that car, but then a company took the style of that and actually made it fit onto a Supra. That is from Shine Auto. So today I drove up there and picked up this piece, and it's shocking on how good this diffuser looks on a Supra. It sits like, oh, that's so good. So the quality of this is something that I was really paying really close attention to. I want to make note that it is actual carbon fiber. Normally what you see, especially on hoods and stuff, is a piece of fiberglass and then carbon laid on top. But from our perspective, it looks like it is carbon fiber. So if you look at the backside, so the weave is really nice. I don't notice any blemishes at the moment, so that's pretty awesome. And on the underside too, you have
looks like full carbon, dude.
You have a little back weave. I just thought I'd bring the FD in here to give a better representation, a better idea, so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. Here is the diffuser on the RX-7. It's very distinguishable. You have these big notches and then a lower carriage that goes on the side. And then you can purchase the additional like little winglets that you can get on the side of the car. So literally that is nearly the same thing for the Supra. And I even purchased the additional winglet that go on the Supra. So as you can see over here, Calvin is holding up the additional side piece. It's similar, but not the same, but definitely similar. This is a very common diffuser that you see on Supras and even on 350s, but I don't think a lot of people realize that it originated from the FD. And this is it. I absolutely love it, and I'm very excited to get this diffuser on the Supra today. Before we get into it too much, I have a call from Rad Dan. I'm gonna tell him that we're gonna build the top end of the motor and get some advice on where to send everything to do the deck and all that stuff. What's up? I took your advice. I'm gonna be doing all the BC stuff that you were telling me about.
You're doing the head off?
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the head off. So I was gonna ask you, do you have any places you recommend of where I send it to, or?
The place where I take my head's pretty reliable. That's near my shop though. It's called Engine Supply.
Okay, so what I'm talking to Dan. If those of you who don't know Rad Dan is an FD driver. He drives the blue Supra. He has a crazy 2J. He's like the 2JZ master. I'm not gonna do the bottom end of the motor. And keep in mind, this is all like happening and then like a 14-hour time span. So I wasn't expecting to do any of this at all, but I'm not gonna build the bottom end, and here's why. Doing pistons and rods and rings, it's really gonna make the motor be something that it's not trying to be. I'm not trying to build like a 1200 horsepower drag car that I can't drive on the street, because there's a certain limit of where when you make so much power, all the supporting mods that follow that power just make it a pain in the ass to drive on the street. And I wanna drive it every day. I wanna always be driving it. Just like the FD, I'm always ripping that car around. So for that reason, Dan even told me, he was like, if you want to do a crazy street car, this is what you should do. And also I literally talked to Brian Crowder today and he was like, this is what you should do. So letting you guys know ahead of time, we're gonna do 272 cams, larger valves, a dual valve spring kit. We'll do new guides, seals. We'll also do a shimless buckets, and we're also gonna do ARP head studs. That right there should allow us to get to like 800-ish horsepower, which I never really meant to go anywhere over 5 in this car. And I guess now we're just gonna push the limit. And who knows, we may end up sending it even farther in the future. But that's it you guys get. Thank you for the 25,000 likes. When I said something, you guys listened and responded. And because of that, we're gonna take this build this a little bit farther. This kit did not come with any instructions, but it's pretty straightforward.
It should have its outlook.
I couldn't find them online. This is where the carbon piece is actually supposed to lay, and we're gonna start on the sides first before doing the actual diffuser. And we're taking off this piece, although we are going to be putting it back on. We're taking this off because this piece actually connects to the plastic piece, and we need to drill all the holes in this diffuser. So to make sure all of our holes are accurate and are straight and are clean, we're gonna be actually attaching the plastic piece to the side of the diffuser while it's off of the car.
I don't need to say it. TJ already said. I just gotta say that I came up with the idea. It was me behind the scenes.
It wasn't. I Googled it. And he happened to be right. You
didn't believe me.
You happened to be right after I Googled it.
So the idea is we need to drill a hole big enough to fit this through, because if we self-tap this into this, it'll crack the carbon fiber. We don't want that. So we're gonna drill a big enough hole to fit the screws through, and then we're just gonna self-tap it into the plastic because it's a coarse thread. Now with the embiggened hole, we take this screw and we poke it through and try to just force this screw into the plastic. That way it'll hold, because the coarse thread, it's very important that it bites into the plastic.
All right, now with all the holes drilled for the side pieces, Calvin did one, I did the other. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the plastic back on the car, and we can put the carbon pieces on the plastic, and then start with the actual main install of the diffuser. All right, now with both of the side pieces mounted, we can kind of get a better idea of where our whole entire diffuser is supposed to sit. Okay, that's actually pretty easy.
It kind of taps the, oh, it doesn't tap, it taps the exhaust. But
yeah, we might have to make a bracket to kind of move the exhaust out of the way, but more or less, that's pretty much how I want it to look. Also, quick little announcement before we go any farther in this video. We just got our 2019 calendars in, and I'm gonna link them down below if you wanna go ahead and get one. It's literally all like the best memories from 2018. We got some old ones sprinkled in there too, but these just got added live to the site. So if you're interested in getting a calendar, be sure to hit the link down below. It'll be right on top for the 2019 Hunt and Go calendar. So next what we have to do is figure out where we're supposed to put these mounting brackets. As you can see, one goes on the back of the sway bar. You kind of just replace the bolt and put the bracket here, and we're gonna put another one on this side. And then right now we just need to figure out where we put the front two, and then we have to drill the holes on the side pieces and do the holes on the actual diffuser, and it's on. Now it's just a matter of finding where to mount all the holes. With the diffuser underneath the car, the exhaust is getting in the way of the diffuser, and we actually had the same problem with the FD. So what we're gonna do is get a cutoff wheel and kind of cut some of this out so it has a little bit more clearance. Not a big issue. I was expecting to have this problem, and we literally had it already. So we're just gonna take this down, cut some of these pieces off, and get back to it. The real question is, does it still hit? And it probably will, and if that's the case, we'll have to do some minor adjustments. Still touching the exhaust a little bit of a touch on the muffler, a little more trimming. I'm probably gonna take a little bit more out just to be safe. When this is, like you said, Calvin, mounted to the downpipe, the exhaust might sit a little bit differently, and just to give myself a little bit extra playing room, I'm gonna take a little more off. Test fit number 2. All right, this is kind of a rough angle, and I know that, but it's hard to film underneath here. With the brackets at the end of the diffuser and push kind of forward, you can see I've cleared up any type of room anywhere around the exhaust. And even when this is bolted to the back of the downpipe, and if it does move a little bit, I should still have enough clearance all the way around to not have it touch anything. So that's good. I'm gonna continue on with the rest of the diffuser. So when making the mounting holes for this bracket, You kind of line it up by eye, and you kind of have like the free play to move it wherever you want. You can have it kind of sit kind of far out. You can have it kind of sitting recessed. You can adjust anything you want on it. So what we did on the other side, and we're gonna do it on this side here, Calvin pretty much holds it up and I micromanage where it sits. And then when we find a position that we do end up liking, I literally will send one straight punch through with the drill gun and make our holes, and then we'll take them both apart, make them a little bit larger for our hardware, and then that kind of creates our anchors, and we just repeat the process 1 to 2 more times on each side, and that will create our connections for both of our side pieces. So these are the brackets provided for the front of the diffuser, and to be honest, you can like see them, and I think that's really ugly. I think we're using this correctly. Pretty sure we're using these correctly. It stands out way too much, and I personally hate it. So what we're gonna do before we get ahead to this step, I'm gonna go outside down and I'm gonna spray paint these black so it kind of hides it a little bit more and becomes less of an eyesore and pretty much invisible. While this diffuser was on the car, I mounted up some dots of where our mounting brackets are in the back. So now with this off, I'm just gonna drill these 2 holes, then we'll reinstall it. We'll have the sides on, we'll have the rears on, then we just gotta finish the front brackets once they're finished drying, and we should be good to go.
The brackets are looking good. It was silver and now you can't really see it. So our goal here is I'm gonna hold it up while TJ just blasts a hole. We are allowing ourselves adjustment on this so that if TJ wanted more downforce beams or some angular, whatever, we have it. But right now TJ's goal is to not miss.
Now we'll upgrade to the larger size. And all we gotta do now is just install the hardware at the desired height that we want of the rear diffuser in the back, and she's good to go. This thing is more solid than the one on the FD. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna lower it. Damn, son, that looks epic, bro. I wish we could have the car like outside, but the motor is currently torn apart. But yo, that looks awesome. So now we'll have the Supra version, and then we have the FD version. But as you guys can obviously tell, I'm a really big fan of this diffuser, especially on the Supra. I just think it looks so good. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts below. How do you guys feel about it? Do you like it? Do you think it fits? Do you think it offsets the wing? Do you think it's too much? Do you think it's too little? I'm really happy with how that came out. And if there are any of you out there that are looking to get this for your Supra, hopefully this video kind of gives you a better idea on how to install this yourself. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button and be sure to give this video a fat thumbs up, because the last time you guys gave a huge thumbs up, you guys won the bonus prize, and we're gonna be camming to the top end of the 2JZ. That's all I have for you guys today. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and keep moving forward. I'm feeling Gotta do it for the video. Gotta do it for the video. No. All right, Calvin. Imagine I'm Emily. No. Hi, babe. Hey, Calvin. Hey. Oh, I was kidding, man. I was kidding. There is no sippy action going on in this car.
Point it at me, bitch. You're not allowed. Hey,
What?
Why would you open it?
Lucky if
why would you
makes it to the blooper section?
Why would you open it like this?
Do you think that was meant to happen?
Yes, I know you. You wouldn't. Oh wow, there's a thing, and you. Unbelievable.
Didn't make it to the video. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
Maybe blooper if you're lucky.